Peace, y'all. Let's dive into it. It's a good day today. It's Friday. Um, we're working. I'll probably be working for at least. I'm gonna push myself to about 6:30 today. It's a beautiful thing when you can set your own schedule and set your own time. We say how hard we want to go. We say when we want to end our days. However, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work working for yourself. You're fully responsible for everything. So let's dive straight into this topic. Top 3 reasons why you may not be investing in land. We covered this topic before. Periodically, we have to come back to this because it's a revolving door inside of our ecosystem, inside of our space, out in social media world. It's a revolving door, meaning that there's constantly new people coming into our system that may be hearing about the Acre Boys or may be hearing about these practices that we use to buy land for the first time. So we have to reiterate ourselves often, right? How many times does it take for someone to consider you as serious, for someone to consider a message as a serious message? It takes a lot of touches, several, at minimum 7 to 8 times before it starts to even resonate and seep through just a little bit. So we cover a lot of the same things over and over and over and over. And that's investing, right? Same exact thing. You're going to go over the same things over and over until it sticks and starts to click and starts to work. That's why we use the term rinse and repeat often. Once it's working, rinse and repeat. So, coming in at number 3 on the top 3 lists of why you may not be investing in land, we would say that most people are unaware that they could invest in land or that this space even exists. We have a lot of people that inbox us. We get a lot of people that leave comments saying, "Oh, I wish." You have to just look at the language and the verbiage closely. I wish I could invest in land. Well, this doesn't have to be a wish. This could be your reality, investing in land. And it takes me back and I say, I wonder why people are wishing they could invest in land as opposed to actually investing in land. Because I've been saying this since day one. This is not a new practice. This is not a new concept. We all have the right to invest in land. I think maybe because of what has happened in this country with our race and how we been taken advantage of inside of the land space. Maybe people feel like we are permanently excluded from this business, but that's untrue. I'll let the cat out the hat. We buy land in one of the most places on in Mississippi, let's just say that. And we all know the history of Mississippi for people in this culture. That's where we are concentrated in. We've bought the most pieces of land in Mississippi, and I'm from New York. So we all have the right, we all have the opportunity to go out and buy land. If I can buy land and be highly successful in Mississippi, which is on another side of the country that I have been there, so I won't say I haven't, but I don't frequent there and I don't live there. You can absolutely do the same thing. So I think at number 3, most of us are unaware that they can participate in this space and unaware of how to go about participating in this space. And you can't hit a target that you're unaware of. So that's been one of our biggest concerns is addressing and getting this message out there to the masses that yes, you can too participate inside of this space. There's not one of us that can't participate in this space. So some people hit us and say, "Oh, well, who would sell you their land in Mississippi?" Well, inside of business, right? There's no color boundaries. If they want to sell, they're looking for green. That's what they're looking for. That's why we haven't had a problem with doing business in Mississippi. Sure, there has been some things that wasn't always the nicest things that came across our table, but ultimately, these people are looking for green. These people are looking for money when they're looking to sell their land. And long as we conduct ourselves in a professional manner, deals typically go through. So we haven't had any hindrance in that market from buying and selling land when it comes to race or anything like that. So yes, people, you can participate in, and we bought in a lot of states, not just Mississippi. We bought in a lot of states. We bought in Connecticut. We bought in Mississippi. We bought in Louisiana. We bought in Alabama. We bought in New York. We bought in Pennsylvania, and so on and so forth. We bought in Georgia. We've bought in a lot of states. So you can do these same things. You just need to know how to go about doing it. What are your needs? What are you looking for? You're looking to build your family compound. You're looking to find your land to put your dream home on. You're looking to do what the Acre Boys do. You're looking to flip land. You just need to know how to go about it. Once you know how to go about it, we just want to show you how to get it for a discounted price. And that's fair. I think we all like discounts, right? I know I do. That's why this business is so attractive for me or to me, because I like discount. And now that I'm heavy into this business, I understand the importance of land ownership. I understand the power of land ownership and all that it offers. I understand all that could be done with it. I understand why top earners, when it comes to investing, they all have land inside of their portfolio. If you look at anybody that has made a significant amount of money and you had the privilege to look at their portfolio, you will always find land inside of their portfolio because it's very valuable. Whoever owns the land, they dictate what goes there. I'm not going to dive deep into all of those things, but that's how valuable it is. And yes, you see flashing across the screen, text 1-877-250-7778 if you're ready to start investing. I'll continue to say this. We are right now in the season. We're highly motivated. We're money motivated, as you should be. We're halfway through the year. We want to close out the year on a strong note. You should be positioning yourself to close out the year on a strong note, going into the next year with a new skill set that you can keep with you. We learned this skill set 8 or 9 years ago. 8 or 9 years later, this same skill set has allowed us to walk away from our 9-to-5 jobs and do this on the highest level that we possibly can, because this is one that will be around for quite some time, as long as we're living. It has been here since the beginning of time. So that is the type of asset class that you want to put yourself into. You want to get into something that has stood the test of time, that has proven to work. This investment strategy, time and time again, has proven to work. If it were me, that's the type of industry that I would want to position myself in. And there's no cap, there's no ceiling. I had a conversation with my daughter. She's 14, and I'm talking to her a lot about financing and in jobs and positioning yourself not to work for someone else. These are the same things that I wish were told to me when I was that age. Right? Options. I want to let her have options. Right? So I wish I knew these things when I was a young man, when I was 20 years old, and I knew that there was something called the land space. Where would I have been if I knew these same practices then? So it's never too late. Never too late. But where would I have been if I was focused and I was doing these and using these same practices as a young man, 20 years old, 25 years old? I'm sure things would have turned out a lot differently in the financial department. So that's at number 3, the top 3 reasons why we find people are not investing in the land space is simply because they're just unaware that they can participate in this space, and they're unaware of all that this space offers. We have to have a dramatic shift in our mindset and our focus on what's important, right? Let's put down video games. Let's put down the remote control to the TV. Let's pause on watching sports and entertainment. Let's pause on focusing on hip hop music and all of those things. All of those things is cool, but it's a different day. There's a shift in the environment, and you need to be focusing on some things that's going to move the needle for yourself in your family. Let's talk about investing. Let's talk about investing strategies. This should be a daily topic. This should be a daily topic that you're discussing with your children. Investment strategies. Talk about it while they're young. Whether they're listening or not, you have implanted the seed. The same way that they're listening to hip hop music, that's leading the way, that's guiding them unconsciously or not. We have to start to give these practices to our offspring. Coming in at number 2, why people feel like, oh, somebody, I'm reading your comments as I'm looking. Can you invest in land with very little money? Coming in at number 2 was the top 3 reasons of why people are not investing in land is because they believe that you need an astronomical amount of money. That is untrue. You do not need an astronomical amount of money. Now, that depends on what your goals are, right? If you wanted to be a land flipper, as i.e. what the Acre Boys do, you don't need an astronomical amount of money. When we first got involved, we started in what we call entry-level investing. That was the tax deed space. Tax deed property, which is tax forfeited properties, you can pick up for pennies on the dollar, and that's going to depend on which county and which state you are participating in at that auction. When we first got involved, we were buying land for $50 and selling it from anywhere for $1,000 to $2,500 consistently. I had a 9-to-5 job. I had $50 to buy a piece of land. In fact, I bought a lot of land at that denomination because hence it was only $50, right? Nowadays, $50 buys, they're hard to come across. They're not regularly out there these days, but there still are good prices that you can get involved in. $1,500, $2,000, $700 sometime. These deals are out there. We're right now, I have inside of my community an area for $300 that you're going to sell for $1,500 max. Now, you may be thinking, well, that's not a whole lot of money. Well, what investment strategy that you know that you can put $300 in, turn it to $1,500 within a matter of 6 months? It's not a whole lot of industries that you can just place money and it just starts to miraculously do backflips, and your ROI is going to be 6, 7, 8x on your return on your income. It's not a lot of industries. This is investing, people. So we have identified entry-level places that you can spend a little bit of money, and you have to be smart with the money. That was the Acre Boys recipe. We were smart with our earnings. Like there's some acronyms, EKG. We have to learn how to earn money, keep the money, then grow the money. So we have to be smart when it comes to keeping the money and growing the money. What I mean by that is if I put you in position to buy land for $1,500, hypothetically speaking, let's say you sold it for $6,000, you made a profit of $5,000. What are you doing with the $5,000? If you're going to take it and put it on a vacation, that dropped you all the way back down to the beginning point, right back where you started from. If you're going to take the $5,000 and go buy clothes and do whatever you want to do with the money, you're right back where you started. For the first time in our life, 8 or 9 years ago, when we began tax deed investing, we was extremely smart with our profits. We didn't touch a dime of the profits for 2.5 years. So we put everything in the pot for 2.5 years, which allowed us to go on and do bigger deals. That's the Acre Boys story. So if you're going to be smart with the money, then you can start to grow it. And as you're growing it, eventually you'll be able to pull away and do bigger deals or whatever you like to do. I'm not telling people to walk away from their jobs because that's not my prerogative. But we grew it enough to where when it was time to walk away from our jobs, at least we had, a good leap pad that was able to hold us down while we were still figuring things out at that point. So we have to know that you don't need a lot of money to participate in this space. Inside of our community, you do need money for education because this is not free. Our time is not free. It takes time to jump on these lives. It takes time to do posts. I still run my own business, my own land business on the daily business. I run a whole entire community where I have to cater to other people's needs 7 days a week. So we don't have time to help people for free. Compensation is worthy of compensation because we do an excellent job to try to cater to people's needs and get whatever answers we could to them to help them out with their problems. So you do need money for education. Once you have the education, we provide deal funding. What is deal funding? Deal funding is where we'll put the money up for your land. Now, we're not putting up money for land for you to personally use, because how can we get our money back? We only provide deal funding and put up money for deals that you're going to sell back on the market. We will invest together and do several deals like that. As many as you can bring our way, we'll put the money up for those deals. And there's no denomination, whether that's a $50,000 deal or a $100,000 deal. It's no cap on that. Just bring a great deal. That's why we tell people, let me show you how to do the thing that we do and have gotten really well at. Let me show you how to do exactly what we do. Then once you go out and do it, let me provide the money for you so we can make money together. That's mutual benefit. We eat, you eat, everybody's happy. Why do I love talking about this business? Why do I want to bring more people in my ecosystem so I can do more deals with you? If I have 5 people that master this skill set, go out and find deals, and they need the money, now I have additional deals coming into my personal ecosystem, and everybody's happy because we all have a chance to split the money equally. You don't assume any risks, and you're not responsible for any money besides the working capital that it costs you to find those deals. I'll call you right back. Okay. All right. That's all you would need when it comes to money. So, one. Number 3, people are not aware of this space. So you can't take advantage of something that you're not aware of. Number 2, people think that you need an astronomical amount of money to participate in this space. And that's not true. And at the top of the list, at number 1, why we find that people are not investing in land is one word: fear. And we have to get over the fear of investing. We have to, and I understand inside of our space. Let's just have a real conversation. Inside of our space, in about 2018, in this culture, the word course, COURSE, came about, became very prevalent, became popular. When we found out that we could go and buy a course, everybody came up with a course and they were selling like hotcakes left and right, left and right. Then when COVID came around, people really started to tie down and say, oh, courses, I can do this. We're at home. Courses ran wild for about 3 to 4 years. People were selling courses off of Instagram posts, right? Along that time period, what happened was, clearly, like it always happens, there became some people in the space that just took advantage of the space and they start teaching anything. And people were spending their money on these courses, and some of them were lackluster. I never talk bad about somebody else's program because that's not my style. But you know as well as I know, not all of these courses delivered on what they said they were going to deliver. And some of them was charging some astronomical prices. So over time, when people kept spending and not receiving what they thought they should be getting, that space slowed down. The word cost became a regular word at that point, and the spending that people were spending on courses, and some people were doing fraudulent things. It's a lot of things that happen. I don't have to tell you that, right? So people started getting a little nervous about just spending their money and where they're putting their money at, as you should be, because I would be that way too. Make sure you do your homework, a thorough investigation on who you're investing in and who you're getting in bed with. I would be the same way. So the course world has slowed down, and guess what? The Acre Boys offer. We offer a course, a program, whatever you want to label it as. That's what it is. It's an online course. You'll be coming into our ecosystem. It'll be video modules that's going to train you. We do offer live training once a week, but that's what is geared as a online course. So now it's not as easy to push these courses on people because they feel like they've seen it all. I don't know what courses other courses have offered. Me, myself, I've bought a handful of courses and I've always found something, at least one or two things valuable from those courses. In our culture, we want to turn water to wine. So they feel like if I buy a course, I want my $200 to turn to $20,000. If I buy a course for $500, that $500 definitely should make me $10,000. I don't know what people do. All I can tell you is inside of our space, inside of our course, when it comes to land investing, we don't hold back on the information. It's not the course that you got to go and buy an additional course to get to your end goal. Inside of our course, we give it to you from start to finish, from A through Z. What you do with the information is on you. We have done our job, right? We give out the same information that we use, and to this day, that works for us. Places that I invest in, I give you those same places. Ways that I invest, I give you those ways to invest. The paperwork that I use, we give you the paperwork that we use. The language that we use, we give you the language that we use. Any ways that we found the way to skip the line in this arena, we give you all of that. So we don't hold back any information when it comes to dealing with the Acre Boys. I can't speak for anybody else. But for us, if this does not work out for you, it won't be because we didn't provide every step of the way the tools that you need to be successful. All right. And I'm well aware that when you're dealing with the masses, not everybody's going to be successful. How do I know that? Because I can see when somebody comes into my ecosystem, I can see the course. I can see how far they got in the course. Some people never even complete their course. Why? I don't know. It's not my concern. My concern is just to make sure I did a thorough job with providing the information. So I believe a lot of people, there's fear, an overall fear of investing, right? There's a fear of investing in this culture. And we have to, like I said before, we just have to have a radical shift in our mindset, because the only way to change our circumstances is going to be through investing. You go into a job that you may not like on a daily basis, you are investing your time into that job for a paycheck at whatever denomination you agreed to. That's what they're going to pay you. Job is never going to give you a solution to get out of there. I've never seen that happen. I've never seen a job say, guess what? I have a bright idea to get you out of here within 6 months. Never seen that happen. All right. So if you are that person, if you're happy on your job, this doesn't pertain to you. But if you're like the 97% of America, I'm unhappy on my job. Oh, you know how it goes. Whine, cry me a river. Only person that can change that is you. Only way you can change that is to get over your fear of investing, whether that's through land or whatever your investment strategy is. Only way to change that is to invest your way out of your situation. Nobody's dropping a bag of money from the sky. It's not going to happen. Nobody's looking for you because you feel you're special. Nobody's going to help. They haven't came. Our audience is a grown audience. Our analytics say that we cater to mostly from age 35 to 60. If your age is 35 to 60, no one has came to help you yet. Don't expect them to come and help. Only you can help you. So what are you going to do? That's why we say when you hear an opportunity, you have to answer the door. I sincerely mean that. If this makes sense to you, if this resonates with you, and all I can cover is what I know about. I can't tell you how to do crypto. I can't tell you how to build a house from scratch. I don't know about those. We invest in land and been successful at it. So that's what we can offer you. And what we offer, if it makes sense to you, all I can say is jump in. That's it. Book a call, ask questions, whatever you have to do. It should be a sense of urgency to get this information if you think this is something that can move the needle for you and your family. It should be a sense of urgency. And we find that most people need to be fed up with their situation to bust and make a quick move, make a U-turn, pivot, and explore something they never explored to get something they never had. That is what you will need to do. And we're here to assist in any way that we can. I got a couple of questions. Let me see if I can address these questions. A website's a good way to look for land. I'm having no luck in GA. Websites could be a great way to look at land if you want to pay retail prices. A lot of people send us stuff from websites, whether that's Lands of America, Lands and Farm, whether that's Zillow. We get a lot of stuff sent to us, but that's going to be retail prices. If you're comfortable with paying retail prices, have at it. If you're uncomfortable, like we are, and you're looking for discounted deals, then you can't get discounted deals on the website. In fact, there are ways to get them on the website, but it's like shooting in the dark, right? The ways, and I'll tell you how to go about that. The ways to get potentially discounted prices off of websites is you want to target deals that have been on the market for over a year. Those people are usually looking to sell because it's been on the market for over a year. So those are the people that I would contact, and I would give them a deep discounted offer. The likelihood of it going through is about a 50-50 split. Now, you have to think, when dealing with land, why has it sat on the market for over a year? What's wrong with the land? Is there something wrong with the land? Is this a diamond in the rough? So that's my answer to that question. If you're just looking for retail prices, sure, nothing's wrong with those sites. If you're looking for a deep discounted price, it's going to be hard to find on-market deals at a deep discounted price. Are you buying and selling land every day? She asked. Am I buying and selling land every day? I am buying and selling land as much as I could. Right now, currently in my inventory, I don't know, we have about 5 pieces for sale, and we send out a lot of offers. So to be totally transparent with you, we're so busy these days that I don't get a chance to send out as many as offers that I used to buy land. But there's always an offer out to buy land for us. There's always something on the market. Usually, we always keep something in the pipeline. And throughout the year, because we're doing other things, we're in a teaching capacity now. Sometimes once those things get sold, that's a blessing. Once those things sell, sometimes we don't have the opportunity to have something on the market, but that's the game plan. That's what we hope to happen. We hope to not have something for sale. That means that it's sold. But there's always something going on in this space. There's always an auction going on. There's always someone that's looking to sell, just like the housing market. Have you ever seen a housing market where people are not selling homes? Land follows the housing market. So there's always deals out there. All right. On the last video, did you use a quick claim deed on your deals or warranty? I'm not sure which video. If you're talking about the buy for $1,500, let's look at those deals because I actually have the image. So recently, over the last week, we were able to pick up 6 deeds from an auction. This is a nice auction, right? Anytime you're buying land for $1,500 or less, typically it's not going to be in your nicer areas. Typically it's going to be in a bad area. We encourage people to buy in the right bad area. I'm not going to go into bad areas. We did a whole video on why you should focus on the right bad area. But this particular auction for $1,500, this particular area is a nice area. People are coming to vacation in this particular area. Like we've been doing this for 8 or 9 years now, and I haven't seen in those 8 or 9 years, I haven't seen an area that you can buy for $1,500 and that land sits in or next to homes that's selling for $300,000, $400,000. Nice homes as well. In a HOA community, in a gated community. I haven't seen that. That's where we're buying land at now. And that's probably why it's yielding the kind of prices that it's yielding when it comes to the sellback price. So we picked it up, and I'll show you one that we picked up. You see it on here now. We picked this up. There's the deed that came from the county. We picked it up under the red here. We picked it up for $999, right under $1,000. It's going to be about $1,500 because there's some fees that come along with this. So that's why I always say $1,500. So it's going to be roughly $1,500 that we picked this up for, right? We picked up several of these deeds. Now, I'm working with a realtor. This is a quitclaim deed. If that's the question that you're asking. Anytime you're receiving properties from an auction, you're going to receive a quitclaim deed. They don't give warranty deeds. No auction gives warranty deeds. It's going to be a quitclaim deed. If you wanted a warranty deed, you would have to do a quiet title action to turn a quitclaim deed into a warranty deed. And that's a process. We have done a video on how you turn. It's somewhere on our YouTube page if you want to inquire about that, how you turn a quitclaim deed into a warranty deed. That's going to be through a quiet title action. Now, here's the realtor that I'm working with. And typically when it comes to quitclaim deeds, realtors don't like to touch quitclaim deeds. Some do. I actually have a realtor in this area that's willing to work with quitclaim deeds. So I'm working with her. Here's the listing agreement that she sent me today. She's the professional in the area. I'm also a professional at what I do. So I have in my mind a price range that these properties are going to sell at. And if I can see it, I'm usually accurate, ballpark. But I'm going to go with the realtor because she works the area. And she suggested to me that we list this property at $18,900. As you see on the screen here at the bottom, it says estimated net proceeds to seller would be $16,000. Why does that $16,000 come off the $19,000? Because she has her listing fee in here. She's charging $2,000 if we sell it at any price. She's going to get $2,000. So if I sell it for $16,000, she'll get $2,000. We'll receive $14,000. If I sell it for $14,000, she'll get $2,000. We'll get $12,000. And this is the listing agreement that she sent me. So we bought it for $1,500. We're listing at $19,000. And in my head, I'm willing to accept anything between over $10,000. Now, would I be mad if somebody offered $9,000? Me, myself, I like quick deals. You'll hear me say that a lot. I like quick deals. So if somebody offers me $8,000 potentially and it's quick within the first week, I may take it, knowing that I can get more. But speed is what I'm into when it comes to land investing because we buy a lot of deals. So speed is what I'm into. I had an investor that bought one of these same deals. She bought the deal for $1,500. Somebody offered her $12,000. She turned it down. That was her prerogative. She felt like she can get more, so she turned the deal down. Me, myself, I probably would have took the 12. She ended up selling for $15,000. Great, kudos. I was happy for her. But me, I would have took the 12. If you offer me $9,000, I'm going to take the $9,000 because I'm only into it for $1,500. I'm taking the profit and then I'm going to go and do more deals with it. All right. So the question was that a quitclaim deed? All deals that come from an auction are going to be quitclaim deeds. Mr. Good said, what's the average time between buying and then selling land? Depends on what kind of deals you're doing. If you're doing buying deals from an auction, that's going to depend on the time frame that auction conducts its business. Most auctions you could expect to wait 2 to 3 months before you get your deed. Some auctions take longer. The fastest that we've ever experienced is 30 days where auction was able to have deed in your mailbox at your doorsteps was 30 days. But we've seen auctions that took a year to get back. It just depends on which auction that you're participating in. That example that I gave, that particular auction, their turnaround time is anywhere between 2 and 3 months. Now, once you have your deed, we have to get it listed on the market And we never know how long that's going to take when we put it on the market. You know, we do our best to pick the best piece of property that we can. And typically, once you have a decent property, it'll sell within 6 months. Top 2 reasons why we find that land doesn't sell is that either you got it priced too high or something's wrong with the land that you picked up. That's why we say the education is vital, so you'll know what you're picking up, ensuring that you're getting a good piece and it's going to sell. If you buy a good piece, we always say up to 6 months. I've sold deals as fast as 3 hours, and I had to wait months sometimes to get rid of deals. I can't give a specific time point of when the deal would actually sell. Text 1-877-250-7778 to get started in land investing, only if you're ready to get started. In fact, if you just need information, let me parlay this message. Visit our site, www.acreboysacademy.com. We just revamped our site. And in honor of that, we're offering discounts. Our tax deed program that show you how to get these same $1,500 deals. At one point, it was $1,000 one-time payment. That has dropped to $750 with the new induction of our new site. So head over there to our site at acreboysacademy.com and check out that huge saving and that discount to get involved. Can't beat that. I know what I paid when we got involved to learn tax deed investing. I think we have some of the best prices when it comes down to tax deed investing. So check the site out to get yourself involved. All right, y'all been fun. This has been a good live. Hope that helped. But those are the top 3 reasons that we find that people are not getting involved in. Not aware of the space, not aware if they could participate, think that you need a whole lot of money to get involved, in fear, right? Let's get all of those things off the table, because we can help you overcome all 3 of those things. We had a solution. We have a solution for all 3 of those things. You just have to see yourself being successful and believe that you can be a participant and a successful participant in this space, and it'll work for you too. So enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. I'm over and out. Peace, love.